Political leaders are doubling down on a bold mission to bring NASA's headquarters here to the Sunshine State. But the proposal is colliding with warnings from prominent Democrats and former astronauts who say the Trump administration's plans for deep cuts to the agency threaten to undermine U.S. space dominance. So tonight, our Capitol correspondent Forrest Saunders takes a closer look at where this could go next.
Florida's Space Coast is already well known for breathtaking moments like this.
2, 1, 0. Ignition.
But many in Florida's congressional delegation say we can do better, seeking more local investment in the nation's vital space program.
And a supersonic, and we will be passing through Max Q here shortly.
Florida Congressman Byron Donalds among them, now pushing to relaunch historic sites like Pad 37 at Cape Canaveral. Once home to some of the Apollo missions, upgrading it, says Donalds, now critical to solidifying the Sunshine State as the dominant space state.
And I get the Texas folks and what they want to see with the history behind Houston, but that's just it. It's the history behind Houston. All of the actual work is being done in Florida. So, of course, it makes sense to have all the work be done in Florida with NASA, with our commercial partners, etc.
But that's just the nose cone of a broader ambition. Donalds joins Governor Ron DeSantis, Senators Rick Scott and Ashley Moody, and nearly the entire Florida delegation in calling for NASA's headquarters to move south and scrap plans for a building in Washington.
Well, good afternoon.
Back in February, DeSantis called the D.C. project a waste of taxpayer money.
Pocket the $500 million, $500 million, and it probably will end up costing $1 billion, knowing how these things work. Move the headquarters to Cape Canaveral. There's already renovations going on. They're already expanding.
Florida's federal lawmakers have filed bills in the U.S. House and Senate to make it happen. Besides getting through Congress, a feat of its own, the move would still likely require major expense. Bills have yet to advance. Meanwhile,
the sign says it. We're in an emergency.
Prominent Florida Democrats like former NASA Administrator Bill Nelson are warning the agency is under threat of drastic budget cuts if the Trump administration gets its way. The White House seeking to cut what it considers waste with a historic near 24% slice to NASA's 2026 fiscal year budget. A lot of the reductions coming from the agency's science research efforts.
The consequences of cuts like this is to threaten what ought to be exalted, which is safety, safety. Step forward, speak out, speak your mind. There's an exact reverse that is going on now in agencies like NASA.
Signing of the Trump mega bill last month alleviated some concerns as the act sets aside billions for the agency's key programs. But a near 47% slice to NASA's science spending remains in the proposed budget. It's now working its way through Congress and waiting for lawmakers to return from summer break to figure out what to do next. In Tallahassee, Forrest Saunders, ABC Action News.